All right, mic check, 1 2 1 2, mic check, 1 2 1 2. It's been a bit since I did it. I just realized something. Fucking Bethesda. Fucking Bethesda outright has disabled the chat for their YouTube stream. Hang on, let me make sure there's nothing like... Oh, after this, if we were just watching YouTube stuff, there's a whole live stream that's just daily feeding of deer. Fuck yeah. But yeah, like, check this shit out. Chat is disabled for this live stream. How you doing, Iris? How you doing, CJ? Thank you for the resub. Sub baby, 2 years old today. Oh no. Okay, this might be a medical emergency. However, let me know if anything interesting happens with it. But yeah, no, also, hello, Tim. I meant to say that as well. I'm like, wait. Let me thank people. Melatonin is not a good sleep. Did you get the melatonin nightmares that some people get? Let me see if I can't... Oh yeah, I bet this goes up to 4K. I only want 1080. We've done past C-sections. It's a whole O operation. Yeah, the doctors, they gotta get around in a circle. That's why it's called an O formation. When they see the head, they all go back. Like it's the start of a football match. And catch the baby, depending on where it flies out. Hopefully. That's usually what happens this late in. You got 2 hours of elderly women screaming at American Idol. Oh. I don't know how to say that sounds accurate. They gotta go long. Mm-hmm. A lot of pressure coming out. Let me know if y'all can hear the music, by the way. The stuff that Bethesda is playing. The Firefox window. Let me know if y'all hear that. It's been a minute since I streamed. Hello. But yeah, like, I'm excited for this. Cautiously. Genuinely. We hearing it? Hell yeah. Let me know if when they start talking it gets too much. Wouldn't it be really funny if none of the screenshots were real? Just last minute before we see anything. Wouldn't it be fucking hilarious? Ooh. Okay. I am a hardcore doubter. Is that the original voice recording, or did they get him back?
You hold our future in your hands.
Ooh.
Take with you my blessings and the hope.
The remake still isn't real. It isn't real till you see gameplay. Or the it's out today.
And close shut the jaws of oblivion.
It'd be so fucking funny if this is all the live stream was. I'm just gonna say it right now. If this was all the Oblivion stream was... Oh shit, we have an ad break. Oh, hello, Todd. I think I used to have the Game Informer that had Oblivion in it.
Yeah, it's the DNA of Bethesda Game Studios.
Obviously, we're working on the 6th chapter here, but what's great about the Elder Scrolls is being able to look back at all of the chapters. Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind, Daggerfall, Arena.
I've never seen that footage of the Emperor.
And open world games for their generation.
Fans
Is
got so
that
connected with the
pre-release?
worlds we've made and these stories we're telling, and it's really amazing.
Oblivion was a real defining moment in the series and for how we make games as a studio.
That actually, when he's like, this changed how we make games at the studio, that feels accurate. Not in a bad way, just accurate. I would run past Patrick Stewart and escape the prison this time. I want to see how far I can get. Can you do that? In theory?
Oblivion now with this
I've never been able to.
tremendous visual update is absolutely amazing.
I'm gonna turn it up like a tiny bit.
Better.
There's so much there, both for the Elder Scrolls world and also
I think that's good.
this
Is that good?
evolution of our games. I think is really, really important for people to take a look back at.
Sadly, I couldn't.
Looking
I
back
tried.
and
Damn.
Seeing everything we've accomplished in the past 20 years and working with these people, like, it's really special.
Yeah, there are still quite a few people that I've worked with for that long, and it sort of gave me the warm fuzzies.
Oh my god, it's been 20 years?
Okay, it
I
just
think the
occurred
thing
to
that
me
gets
that
me the most
these
is
are the
music.
people
Like when you hear
that
music
were
and the
there,
menu,
and
there's
it's
just
like, oh right, Bethesda largely is a lot of the same
there's
people.
This, like flood of
Like,
nostalgia.
Like a lot of
Oblivion
them.
is the beginning of
Do you love the Renaissance
who I
Baroque
am.
architecture shit for
as
Oblivion?
an individual,
Yeah.
as a game developer. It all starts with it.
Like if I
I
want
don't even think
traditional
it took
fantasy,
me till
Oblivion's
release
kind of my
to
go-to game.
realize how big this
Why is
was.
Oblivion remastered 120?
People
Keep it.
loved it.
Okay, I wish I
They
could.
loved
I can. This isn't the live version. I can pause it. Okay, for what it's worth, 120 gigabytes is very likely the dev build. This always happens. This conversation always happens.
Such a key
It's
moment
usually a
in our
little
history of
smaller.
Making games and the evolution of how we build these worlds.
I expected
and having
somewhere
players
like
who
a
can
neat
experience that
100,
is really amazing.
give or
We
take.
had that really special moment of.
But it
coming
probably
out in
needs
the world
120
for
to
the
move
first time,
around.
What that meant to this game.
Every time we think about it,
How can you tell 120 gigabyte?
Everybody again.
I love that
I was
meme
born
so
87
much.
years ago. For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor.
Yeah, sorry about having to pause there,
For all
but
these
like,
years, I've never been
the thought would
more
never
than
come out if I
my
didn't.
dreams. I have seen
It
the
is kind
gates
of interesting
oblivion,
that some of this.
which no
Ooh,
waking
okay.
may see.
I don't know if that reads the same, but that's okay. In-engine footage. Can I see some gameplay? Okay, that was a little gameplay. Oh fuck yeah, even more gameplay. Yeah. Okay, it's real. That's a real build. It's up for install on the Game Pass program.
Or experiencing them for the first time. The world
See
of Oblivion Remastered
if that
immediately
means
looks
it
and
needs
feels
120 to
different.
move around, or if it's 120,
When we
period.
decided to remaster Oblivion, we were really picky about finding the right partner.
I like the
From
Minotaur
the very
look.
beginning of this project, we had one rule.
Wait.
We weren't going to do this if we weren't going to be able to do it right.
Like, I know he's a Bethesda
Our
guy.
partners at
He
Virtuous
looks like
went
someone
above and
else,
beyond
though.
to
Like
bring
someone
everything
in
to life.
entertainment, and I can't
The care
place
and
it.
love they've poured into the
Well, that
Oblivion
Patrick
remaster has been
Stewart said on record that the
absolutely
character
epic.
prep was really impressive, and he dies in the
Welcome
first
to
30
Paris,
seconds. That's
and welcome to
awesome.
Virtuous. Our team here has
Yeah, isn't
been hard at
Virtuous
work
the same
delivering
people
the
making
best
Delta?
remastered Oblivion experience possible. We've worked with
Ooh.
Bethesda Game Studios on other projects in the past, so we know
Ooh,
what
that
makes
made my
that
brain
team
happy.
and their games special.
It says it requires 119.22. Damn.
We wanted
If
to make
anyone
the
can test
remaster
that.
more friendly to gamers with modern hardware. This is Oblivion in its most complete form.
Okay. Then I assume DLCs and all. I like to do walking animation with like the slight gravity to it.
Someone got here.
Hell's never looked so good. Okay. They were so nervous to like, he's not
Those
gonna want to
familiar
read all
with
the
the
lore,
list of
and
Elder
he
Scrolls
did.
lore will
Yeah.
never be able to experience the events
We
that
better be
set
able to
the
make
stage
goofy
for
monsters still.
Skyrim.
We better.
You embark on an epic journey to stop the Mythic Dawn cult
I think horse armor was $5.
from unleashing the Daedric Prince of Destruction.
What was the Oblivion Crisis? What happened to the previous Emperor of Cyrodiil? Why are
Okay,
there
seeing
only
like a
8 divines
necklace
instead of
get
9?
tugged is like,
In addition to the core game, the remaster
it's always
contains all
fascinating.
add-ons,
I want to make a
including
bright blue
story
orc.
expansion, Shivering Isles,
I want to
and
make
Knights of
Bert
the
from
Nine
Sesame
to get
Street.
the full experience.
This is barely
On
a joke.
personal level, it was really
He would
important
have
for
low
me to
perception
ensure
because
that
he
we're
can't look
preserving
with
the
his
magic
eyes.
of the original experience. At the end of the day, we're all fans too.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Right? I'm a fan.
has been always a fan.
Well, I played Oblivion for perhaps 10,000 hours.
Oblivion?
I believe that.
Elder Scrolls game.
Oblivion
It was
has
one of the
so
games
much
that made me
content.
Be a game developer.
The best way to describe it would be to call it a love letter.
But yeah, I say $5 horse armor because that is
Find your own
worse.
path, but there will be blood and death before the end.
Realistically, I hope this just runs well, which it seems to be, but that's dev build. These builds are always... This is gonna annihilate bitrate. And it is for me!
The technology
Already!
used to
Fuck
create the
yeah!
original was cutting edge at the time, but tools have come a long way since then.
Yeah, that doesn't look bad. That looks way better.
The original
Okay, so the
Oblivion
screenshots
is
are
still
real.
the heart and soul of the remaster.
But I
So
thought it
we
would be
used
funny if they
Unreal Engine
weren't.
5 to help achieve all our visual goals.
Ooh.
We think of the Oblivion game engine as the brain
Bad
and
sign.
Unreal 5 as the body. The brain drives all the word logic and gameplay, and the body
UE5
brings to
bad
life the
sign, still
experience that
hopeful.
players have loved for almost 20 years.
Because, reminder, I also played Silent Hill 2.
Fidelity.
That is Shivering
We
Isles?
had to preserve the distinct style,
Hell yeah.
making it as uniquely Oblivion as possible.
The brush opens a portal.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to see. Yeah. Okay, okay.
Good for a visit.
That was literally the only place I'm like, they could fuck that up real easy by not making it look right.
We've
Ooh.
leveraged nearly every major feature from the
Ooh.
latest version of
I hope the
Unreal 5.
NPC that keeps killing themselves by walking off a bridge so a player could never buy a certain house unless they rush there. I hope
We
so.
created brand new, highly
Yeah, the
detailed
painting's a
character
highlight
models
for me.
and stunning landscapes that use millions of polygons in each asset, allowing us a truly impressive level of detail in the world. Every single asset in this
Please
game
tell me
was
this'll
completely
run on my
redesigned and
machine.
handcrafted from scratch.
Please tell me this'll run on my machine even a
real-time
little.
lighting system that accurately simulates how light
Ooh.
interacts with the environment. This results in more realistic lighting and atmospheric effects. While the original
Also, the
game
guy
had limited dynamic
who will immediately
now
crash the
the
game if
entire
he
world
gets
reacts
bread.
naturally to light.
Yeah, me too, really.
We used an incredible new lip sync technology that really enhanced performance in our characters.
Okay.
Left us a warning.
Oh, that is good lip sync.
And real tools helped us create the base mesh of our
Side quests to Oblivion were unmatched. The wildest shad, the blue. Yeah.
To adapt it to the mesh,
Okay.
allowing us to share the model, rig, and textures. As a result, all races, including Argonians, Orcs, and Khajiits, are built on the same base mesh, making the lip sync system more effective even when the
So I'm
characters have
seeing
very
a lot
different
of
features.
different kinds of faces in this.
We have access to so many modern rendering features. You'll see them in something as simple as running through a
Many are
forest,
like this,
insects
getting a little
flying
bread and
around,
crashing out.
fish
Celiac
swimming in the
disease
water,
comes for us
light
all.
filtering through the leaves. Thanks to these technological
It's a little
advances,
uncanny, but I
you feel
like how
even
many
more
different
immersed
face
in this
types there
living,
are.
breathing world. You'll really believe you're in Cyrodiil.
I believe you can handle a more complicated assignment.
Yeah.
I would like you to retrieve a carved panel from the central chamber of the High Thane.
Oh, hell yeah. I actually like that the ragdolls are still the ones that fall over, weirdly. The ones that just kind of go slump
It's not just visuals that we've
in the
modernized
way that you were swinging.
It's gameplay.
Okay, but how? Okay, but in what way?
It's UI and UX.
Okay. Ooh.
We've updated features.
Because I'm
and
curious
systems
what that
across the
means.
board.
Doesn't it just look like D&D Dragonborn? It looks like fucked up little tadpole boy. I hope that's how it looks in
It's inspired
ES6.
by the leveling systems of both Oblivion and Skyrim, so it's the best of
I
both.
don't hate that because I don't really like Oblivion's leveling system that much. It's something I tolerate.
Fully recreate the character models.
So a
Creating
new
physicality
attempt
that
at
feels
balance
human.
is interesting.
places like
So long as it
combat
can still be modded,
Whereas a lot more
which it is
separation
Unreal,
between
so
upper and lower body, and all the animations
there'll
on
at
the
least be a
floor.
dev kit. Whoop. Sorry.
Combat in the original Oblivion didn't have sound effects, visual effects, or hit reactions.
I mean,
Now you'll get blood splatters.
they kinda did,
sparks,
but like I see what you
and
mean.
controller feedback.
But
Yeah,
that's a
it's
little
little thing,
reductive.
But little things add up to make
Spider
the combat
Daedra's
more
still a
modern
MILF. Oh
and
shit, she is!
there's a proper third-person perspective.
I like that the Daedric
original
armor was
ads
like
were
glistening
there was no
in the
crosshair,
lighting,
we felt the experience
or
was
that was just there,
One of
or
our
that's just
goals
how the
was
armor
from
looks,
third-person
and I
view
still like
compared
that.
to Starfield in terms of playability. Now, the third-person perspective has all the same control you get from the first-person view.
I might actually use third person for this more often.
When Oblivion first launched,
greetings. How goes it? How are you?
discharge limits meant
I was gonna say they're
have
probably
new
getting a
voices
million
for
voice
voices.
actors for this.
So we've gone back and recorded new lines of dialogue.
Okay.
Each race represented in the game now sounds unique.
I'm okay with that. I ain't got no problem with that.
Keep in all of the quirkier dialogue.
Oh.
I really like the way they say hello. Sometimes it's so random, and then they just, hi there. Hi there. But it's
Oh,
like
hell
nice
yeah.
and creepy at the same time.
Stop! You violated the law.
Stop!
Yeah.
You violated the law. Stop, criminal scum.
Yeah. I got here just in time to see deer get shot in the ass with a bow and then crumple like it got headshot. Oh my god.
We are going to steal one of the Elder
Ooh, the Grey
Scrolls
Fox
from the
looks
Imperial
great.
Palace.
I wonder if
You
the
need to find the
wanted
reader.
poster is gonna scare children like it used
The
to.
blind priests will deliver a scroll to you there. Do not speak to the priests. They're blindfolded. I've chosen you because you are the best. Good luck.
You're doing a Thieves Guild mission. Put that dagger away, son.
Stop! You violated the law. Your
Okay,
stolen
so
goods
not
are now forfeit.
every guard is gonna have that voice, but that means it's gonna be a treat when I hear the real voice. Also, Embee should be allowed to have a beard because Sheogorath had killed him. No, you can't have a better beard than Sheogorath.
certain suite of tools and controls.
Like sprinting. Sprinting is an interesting one because it was such a big debate.
I wonder how the Oblivion kid
Some of
from
us were
Please Stop
absolute
Talking
purists, but ultimately
is
we
doing
decided
right
it's
now.
2025, and people are going to want to sprint. In fact, all of the character locomotion has been completely redone. from
Also,
scratch.
congratulations on
And that
Lily
has a
for hitting
huge
her
impact from the very
donation goal on her Trans Lifeline
Every single
charity.
updated or new feature was implemented.
If you
with
thought I
the player
wouldn't,
in
hell
mind.
yeah that.
It all comes down to what
You're
makes
wrong.
Oblivion. What are those features that just
This looks kind
immediately
of
come to
wrong.
mind for
No, I
players
like
when
it.
They think of the game.
The mini games.
No, the more I
are the
see it,
mini-games.
I'm
These are
liking
so
it.
iconic to Oblivion.
Oh yeah!
How's it go again?
Yeah.
Picking. You can put a fresh
Making
bit
sure
of
the
paint
guard's
on
Wes
it.
Johnson
You
before I
can't
kill
change it
someone
too
in
much
front of him.
because it's part of the core experience.
It's like chatting with a cop for like 30 minutes before you go rob a
I'm
bank.
going to follow you and watch you and worship the ground you walk on.
You will
I
instantly
like
feel
how
better.
uncanny they are.
It just feels better. We've modernized a lot, but it's still the same incredible adventure and the same carefully handcrafted world.
Well, it's about
It's got one of the
time.
good types
You
of
know how long
lockpicking.
we've been waiting.
So does Judgment and Lost Judgment, by the way. Same lockpicking minigame. Feels... Or no, same lockpicking type of
Oblivion is a
minigame, where it's
core
actually you
part of the
physically
story
manipulating the
of
tumblers.
Bethesda Game Studios. None of what we're surrounded by right now would be here.
Congrats,
if we
Wes, on
hadn't
beating his
made that
sickness.
game,
Yeah.
And if it
Absolutely.
hadn't been the success that it was. The effort that we put into it, the sort of the love that went into it, I think that comes across on the screen.
Yeah, I think that was a couple months ago he got
work on
out.
something that people care enough where you're in a position
Sorry,
where
I
you
got...
can master it.
I got surprised she looks like my aunt.
And now,
With a different hair color, and I'm like, what the
to a
fuck?
new generation of players. I feel so lucky.
Like, you ever watch one of these and go like, wait, that's a family member, but with like a slightly different hairstyle. He also adopted a puppy. Oh, fuck yeah.
Oblivion gates look absolutely incredible, and I think they're just gonna find
If you,
themselves
it also
lost in
feels
the world.
interesting to pick Oblivion and not Morrowind. Oblivion players are chiller on average. Morrowind players, if they did this to Morrowind, would eat the studio alive.
Going back to a world that you've been
There's
to
also
before,
way
but
more
it's better somehow.
that you
Like,
have
it's
to
an intangible
overhaul.
thing, but it's
And
like-
it's one of the
it's new, it's
edgier
fun. Like it's exciting again.
Elder Scrolls
But it's
games.
ultimately the same game.
You know?
There was a lot of respect for what was before. And I
Yeah,
think the
yeah,
fans
exactly. The Suicide Squad things. One of the
From
Bungie
all
devs
of
looks
us
like an
at
older
Bethesda
version of
Game
Friend Years, and
Studios,
she had a moment of existential
we
crisis.
Thank you for
Fuck.
joining us today. Oblivion has a very special place in my heart, and being able to work on this remaster and bring it to a new generation of players has been an incredible experience. We were too excited to get it in your hands and didn't want to
Sorry, we
show it
got
off to you
just
and
a
then make
view
you
of it.
wait.
Don't say it's today.
Part of my job is that
Chat, don't spoil shit.
To announce that the Oblivion remaster
I'm not looking.
will be available today.
No need to reinstall ESO. Get Game Pass, I guess. Okay.
Born 87 years ago.
Okay. Okay. Okay, they're doing it again. They did this for Fallout Shelter, and they're doing it again. I'm going on Steam on my phone right now.
This is the 27th of last seed.
$50. It is $50. I am adding that shit to my wish list. The deluxe edition is $60. Deluxe edition gives new horse armor and some things that I would call like Creation Club level stuff. It includes Shivering Isles and Knights of the Nine and the additional DLC that weren't story. So that means Fighter Stronghold, Spell Tomes, Vile Air, Mayron's Razor, Thieves' Den, Wizard's Tower, Orrery, and the Horse Pack. Yeah, if anyone wants to surprise me with a late birthday present, I'm just saying. That's 2max57. I'm saving my money for now. That's fair. Wish you didn't have work tomorrow. Call in sick. No, 5.7. 2 magazines of 5.7 ammunition. It's the gun with the buff against poor people. That's what it is, apparently. The uniques better look unique. I hope so. I'm hopeful. I'm genuinely hopeful.
Find him.
Where I live, I need that buff. You know what? People do kind of want to fucking play with you for some reason. You're more in the van of Baldur's Gate, personally. But Baldur's Gate's like right there. And it's been right there. You can get that shit on sale. Gotta chuck a sickie for Spider Daydream, homie. Fuck it, I'll make puke t-shirt merch. Just the shirt says if I'm hunched over the toilet, grab this shirt. So that on your off day, your boss knows you're sick when you have to call in for a game release. On PlayStation, doesn't surprise me at all. I don't know why that's even a Lamau. Of course it is. Was it a PoE2 boss so I couldn't type? No, I get you. But again, I don't believe Microsoft leakers, for the most part. I don't believe Bethesda leakers, for the most part, because they're usually wrong, unlike, say, COD leakers. The PlayStation version should still crash if you become a vampire. It should. Rules are, you flash a 9, you get shot. You flash 4, a 5, people think about it. You flash a 4, 50, or a 5-7, people tend to give you a wide berth. Yeah. File size 120, again, that is more than likely just what they need to move things around. I do not believe that that will be the final file size. It'll still be fucking big, don't get me wrong, but I do not believe that that will be the file size. Okay, but, like, stay tuned for how long? Okay. So that's neat. I pressed the wrong button. So that's legitimately neat as fuck. Wait, what the fuck, ad? Ad starts in 5 minutes. So close to getting paid for the month, too? Oh, shit. What do you mean Dark and Darker has $20 boss DLC? Wow, I'm glad I stopped playing that. Unless it's playable boss. You got a banner ad by Dark and Darker? I forgot they do banner ads on Twitch. That still scares me. Stay tuned, 6 hours later. I ain't gonna do all that. If they pull that, I ain't doing that. More than likely. Unless I got nothing going on, which maybe. But, for now, this is where the VOD ends. for the most part. If you're watching the VOD audience and would like to support, there are links below wherever you're watching to things like the Stream Elements tip link, community Discord server, and Throne wishlist. As well as the merch store. We just launched a new, I don't know if I call it a line or just a product, but we now have a camo pattern that uses silhouettes of my PNG to make the camo pattern splotches.
Wow.
Oh.
What did we just witness?
You know what?
The worst kept secret ever?
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. We're gonna.
But you just witnessed the Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered.
I thought they were gonna stop.
That is coming to you today.
I thought they were gonna stop.
Maybe even now. I don't know.
Maybe
check
even
after
now.
this stream. I'm joined by the wonderful, talented, incredible Wes Johnson.
Hi.
He kind of looks like one of my grandpa's friends.
This is Finn.
Oh my god, we get to see
He
him.
knows his name now. Hello there, Finn.
Where's the custom Mama Bedlam pistol grips? Get me in contact with someone, I'll think about it.
He's a sweetie pie, and he wanted to.
Especially if you just want those camo.
That makes sense. I wouldn't. If I had a new puppy, I would totally bring that puppy with me everywhere.
I take him everywhere. You ever heard the Harry Nilsson's puppy song?
No.
He's like, I take my puppy everywhere. Da-da-da-da.
Well, for you, those of you joining us, either new or from the direct, we are going to be sharing some gameplay of
Hell yeah.
old stomping grounds, but newer now with
Shivering Isles
remastered
gameplay
version.
then.
I can't wait.
So, Wes, for those that do not know,
I actually do appreciate that they did this. I'm gonna snooze it. I'm gonna snooze it.
Why don't you tell our
Yeah, I
friends
thought
here
stay tuned meant we'll be doing one soon, not like immediately.
In Oblivion, you're going to probably bring some memes back to life.
Can't wait.
So if like you walk out of someplace,
I love how he knows how beloved he is. That makes me happy.
Forfeit. Pay with your blood.
That's a lovely one. The
That's very
Imperial Guard
aggressive.
song is out there now, and all sorts of things that people had fun with. Sheogorath, Daedric Prince of Madness, at your service. And I love this because I'll never be able to order a cheese pizza again because people use the soundboard and they call it pizza.
He's the voice of a generation. He damn well knows it. Yeah.
You want a cheese pizza? I want cheese for everyone. How many would that be, sir? And so I can't call anywhere.
Oh no.
To order a pizza because I'll never get it, or I'll get it with a lot of.
I mean, honestly, you're doing everybody a favor if you do. So.
Yeah.
I mean, and your shirt is totally on theme today as well.
Yeah, wearing my Sheo shirt.
Could we get a
and of course
Sheogorath pizza party?
My Dark Brotherhood.
Fuck it.
Here. Lucian LeChance of the Dark Brotherhood, dear
I
child.
forgot he was Lucian LeChance too.
Spread rumors, dear child.
He's got such good range. Like,
I loved Oblivion. Oblivion to me was, I mean, I've loved all the games. I loved World.
yeah, of course he's still got it.
Come right in. I love Skyrim, which is fantastic, but Oblivion to me was where I came out to play. And
yeah, that
it was
tracks. I'm lesbian through and through, but Lucian LeChance does things to you. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it.
Oh man, there's so much crossbreeding amongst the Imperial Guard. You know, mom, dad, the family reunions were very confusing. But
it's a lot of love.
I know, but I.
Okay, but the Orc and Argonian cookout's got to go crazy, right?
As other games came along, and then you got to see Skyrim with its 10th
Right?
anniversary.
Like,
when I first put that on the
like it's not just me.
Series X, oh my God, the visuals to me were just, I was blown away. And to make Oblivion now have that kind of feel, that kind of look.
I wonder if this
the
has
gameplay,
subtitles.
the
I didn't check because it's like, no, it
graphics,
doesn't.
I mean, if I walk up to a lady in the
Do
middle
not
of
go
the
to a
woods
Wood Elf cookout. No, don't go to a Brenton cookout.
look like Terry Jones in drag from
Orc and Argonian skooma heads. That's your cool uncle.
I mean, I love the game. So now people are going to get a chance to see it with brand new eyes. And for people who've only ever played Skyrim, this is going to be kind of a revelation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did just kind of occur to me that there are people that only played Skyrim.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
What else canonically eat raw meat and the corpses of the dead after a battle? I'm thinking of the Blood Moon. Or whatever the fuck it is. Where they just go crazy and start eating people?
Not just on the background.
Don't the Wood Elves also eat their families? Yeah, probably.
But looking at the clothing, at the uniforms that they're wearing, I mean, he's wearing leather, and he's wearing some fur, and you're seeing all the details on every little thing. This guard right here, this guard, people are like, that's so effective. He seems to have this cold out there in the middle of this island where the winds are whipping around. And I had a cold. I was really.
It's part of a
really
funeral
sick
thingy?
that
That
day.
I don't know.
But,
You didn't have to go that hard.
I believe
into the
it.
role, Wes.
I know, I'm method, so method. But look at that. Now, there's the door to the fringe. And
So method, I walked around the convention center for 5 minutes without a mask to get the role.
The loading screens look so much sweeter and more detailed.
Oh, it's been years. Like, I've played Oblivion somewhat recently, and like, it's as good as I remember. It's been years, probably like 10 years since I played Shivering Isles.
Hurry up and talk. Oh, look at the detail on.
Like, I played it once.
You can really
Goddamn.
see what living with Sheogorath has done to him. He looks
That
like
man looks
Molly's
haggard.
ghost there.
This is a night shifter at 25.
This is the first time I've seen any of this, and the detail and the expression on the face, he just looks.
He looks so tired.
So weary.
Yeah.
So
like, it's not just depressed. That man is tired.
Well, it's been almost 20 years, so we've had a lot of ability for technical advancement.
Literally, you've been here for 20 years.
And age, I guess.
20 years in the service of Sheogorath is going to age anybody,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
It just occurred to me, I kind of look like I'm in the... I kind of look like I'm one of the cut-ins on stream. Hell yeah.
Now, what would you say your favorite role has been for Oblivion, or which character do you feel like you gravitated the most towards?
Well, that's the thing. People ask me all the time, who's your favorite character to play this? And that's a Sophie's choice. Because you bring a little of yourself to every role you do. You got to bring, these are all like my children. So, I mean,
Where can I get the Adoring Fan plushie, by the way? Is that still a thing?
I love them all for very different reasons. I remember working.
I kind of fuck with this
for
setup.
This game.
It looks cozy.
And we're doing the same Imperial Guard voice.
The red and yellow frames are a neat color combo. Yeah.
Gray Fox, like capital.
But
he's still very much the Imperial.
I'm gonna shout out Ray, who actually made this this webcam setup for me. Do you know there's a special interaction with Haskell if you beat Shivering Isles and then go to the Sheogorath shrine? He's like, guess it's good you love yourself. I didn't. His dog's so comfy. He's with his dad. In his coat, I think.
Insidious.
Does it take you, is it that quick for you sometimes when you like get a breakdown of a character?
Sometimes it can, and sometimes I take time. Sheo was a different thing. But with Lucian, I had a, come here, Bubby. It's okay.
Oh, yeah, that is his coat.
The image I had
Little
in my mind
Bubby.
as I portrayed him at first was completely different from the image of what he ended up looking like.
Ooh. There was a, I hope they put it on the full screen. I like the new quest icon in the top left, which, fuck, I guess you wouldn't see it if they full screen it.
Darkness, the perfect man. So, but he was so much fun to do.
We gotta see the butterflies, we gotta.
Spoilers.
Also interaction if you go to the Sheogorath shrine halfway through the Shivering Isles, where Sheo gets pissed off. It's like, you should be fighting the Grey March. Why the hell are you back here?
You know, I'm experiencing it as well.
Oh!
Oh, look at this.
Bitrate Annihilator, by the way.
The breakaway into the Shivering Isles and the butterflies. That is.
Well, you got your wish, Tim.
And Haskell's out of there, man. It's quitting time. Look at that. Through the fringe of madness.
Yeah, I like these icons.
Yeah, with Sheogorath, I had about a week to prepare.
Part of me kind of hopes I can turn
a little more
or tone down the compass to a degree, like a scalable HUD of some sort.
Funny. And And they said maybe
Pretty,
someday
but I can
Robin
smell the
Williams.
smoke
thought,
from
"No,
my fans
Robin
already."
Williams was a bit too cuddly, you know. Shea Gorath, I'll skip rope with your entrails. I don't believe you. So,
admittedly, that would be an interesting thing
yeah.
to see Robin Williams talking about.
I know, but I
Okay.
thought, where could I find my inspiration for this character? And I started thinking about different stand-up
But if
comedians. who
imagine
I find
if
dangerous,
he
that I would
switched
love
with
to have a
Patrick
drink
Stewart
with,
for
laugh
Shea
and joke,
Gorath.
but afraid they might beat me up at the end of the night.
I kind of want to hear
And I came
or
up with
Patrick
Billy
Stewart play a
Connolly,
character
Scott
gone
Pilgrim.
crazy.
But I thought,
Yeah,
I
they
can't just do
do.
a straight up Billy Connolly. He can be my spirit animal.
Ooh, those reflections
But
are really nice
It
too.
didn't seem, it felt too, he's not Scottish. And I thought, well, I've got this friend who runs the Irish Channel down in DC. His name is Tom Stack. And Tom is he's from Cork, Ireland. And so there's this Irish accent. And I thought, what if because he's got mania and dementia, this character can go between an accent fluidly. Like you think he might be Irish, you think then maybe he's
That'd be a
Scottish,
fun
maybe
role.
Manic. But what happens when he gets deadly serious?
Like in Logan, Star Trek First Contact, and Blunt Talk, he kind of loses his shit, and you want to hear more of it. I do.
Everything else is an affectation.
Sometimes I forget he's still alive. Is that weird to say? Like, he's always kind of looked older.
Like the Brain Pie line, where you'll hear all.
Like, he's one of those actors that I'm like, I have to remind myself.
And he starts wondering what you're like. Perhaps Brain Pie. Perfect. Care to donate?
Adds an extra character for sure.
Yeah, he does still got it. I don't know if anyone mentioned it, but I think that plushie is a U2's. Yeah, that looks about right.
Whether it's deadly, whether it's over the top.
I get that too. I'm always cautiously checking, like with Morgan Freeman. Okay, not just me.
Back and forth.
Like, Morgan Freeman's always in my face, though. He's always getting on, like, ads and shit.
Todd was listening to it, and they weren't expecting that. And so it threw him off a little at first, and then the more he listened to it, the more he
Like, I saw him in a Homes.com ad recently.
I like this. And
saying things they're allegedly not allowed to say.
Define the character through multiple games and multiple universes.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing to be able. I love more than anything trying to figure out who a character is, and the Rubik's cube of their personality and the whole thing.
And I imagine though that the
I really appreciate that he gets
that you get to input
really into it. Probably a Patrick Stewart level of character prep.
A sense of life to it. Whereas when someone is writing it, they're bringing their sense of life to it, their experience. But you don't know their experience, but you know the circumstances of the character, and you can build something upon the character.
Bare minimum, you can speculate.
You know,
and then draw from that.
Become somewhat that character, which is why every one of them become like children of mine.
I hope you don't become too much.
Like I did I can barely do the voice anymore. It takes like actual prep, but when I did like Johnny Gat for a Saints Row comic dub,
I used to look at the photographs of the characters that he was doing.
Like I had to think about things like, hey, what's Johnny doing in his off time?
I saw him.
To get into his head, like you do that with every role.
Like an old
do that with every role to do the best you can.
But
you know,
you look at Hermaeus Moore and you're like a million eyeballs.
First time I played Shivering Isles, the gatekeeper flung J-Red ice veins against the wall and killed him. And he was obsessed with bones. So he left 2 flowers and a pile of bones on his doorstep because I was kind of sad he didn't get a grave in the Isles. Oh.
Because he was very slow and ponderous in some of the earlier games, and with clips and lisps and clicks and all this, but I adapted it but kept it the same as well. And the explanation that I come up with, why does he sound a little bit different? Where on Hermaeus Moore do you see a mouth?
I don't even want to know where the mouth is, honestly.
I know. I think you're hearing him telepathically. And
that makes sense.
Just like with every telepathic thing, you may have a better receptor to hear than another character would have.
Yeah, that makes
Some
sense.
people would have a less sensory perception, and so it might be a little more muddled. It might be a little more clicky. Might be a little draggy, because that.
Sorry, I am a massive sucker for like
of their voice is
just
However,
hearing
if
voice
you're a little
actors talk.
stronger And you've got a little bit more going for you in that regard. Suddenly, it's a little clearer. It's like the difference between.
I forgot about the
Beatles,
guard line of
listening
"You've
to
got
Helter
nice
Skelter
bones."
on vinyl, then later on CD. Oh, it's so much clearer.
RA number 1 top selling, by the way, on Steam. I believe it.
Wasn't meant to kill anybody after all. So yeah.
Okay.
That's there. Long answer, but
it's a perfect
I
answer.
love doing it. I love doing it.
And I know you don't have necessarily a favorite character because they are your children, but do you have a favorite line that you've done, or at least like maybe a handful of ones?
I do love the line where, Lucy and LeChance does say, "I don't spread rumors, dear child. I create them."
So
And
badass.
the only thing that bugs me
It's
is
so
when Voice
cool.
of the Nine came in. You're talking to Lucy, and then you ask him about rumors, and he goes, "I heard there's a prophet down by there." No! No, Lucian, come on, man.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I do love some of those lines.
Y'all know
The
'em.
cheese line really took off. I mean, the cheese for everyone.
I mean, I got you the sign specifically.
I know. Look at that cheese for everyone. It was just.
I
a
actually
couple of
really like
lines
that.
In the middle of Oblivion.
The light they've
and
got.
It took off and had a life of its own.
The listing is a bit confusing. Is the DLC part of the deluxe edition only? Okay, no. I looked into it. The actual DLC, the stuff that came with the original Oblivion's Game of the Year edition, that is all in the base game for the price they're asking. Then, if you want some specific weapons and some like new horse armor, literally, you spend the extra to get a quest line that gives you new stuff. And that seems to be about it.
Yeah. I went to.
I also remember grabbing Mother's head because I thought it was Night Mother's head, and then I think Lucy had asked me, "Why do you have a head in your bag?" That's I didn't know that.
Natural habitat.
I also thought it was the Night Mother's head. Wait.
That would have been a lot of cheese. You probably would have we had to ransack the whole shop.
You got to go through customs.
Nobody wants to deal with that.
Yeah. How much cheese do you think you're going to eat, sir?
Enough.
Enough cheese. Is there ever enough?
There's never enough.
It's very easy to store cheese. It's not just you. Well, like there's one mother I'd be thinking about, and then I'm like, oh, it's a Friday the 13th pastiche.
And the hair is so much more defined.
This looks like Dragon's Dogma 2.
In the remastered, you get all of the DLC with it, so.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so it's the full package.
Like, I can't place it. I thought they're gonna need this, but it was just some random guy's mom's head. Wait, no, it might not be Friday the 13th. It might be Psycho.
It's one of the ones that people don't.
I can't remember what it's a reference to.
What's the guy's name? Begins with a U. Lives in a cave. You get the staff of Sheogorath from him later.
I also just love how he has clearly Mother's head would be Friday.
I guess when you do so many, it probably
Yeah,
just, like,
yeah, you're
kind
right.
of
I can
blurs
just never
together unless
recall.
it's something like really big, right?
Since Jason keeps his mom's head in the shack. Yeah.
Much bigger, but I was the torturer. I was the.
God, I love Friday the 13th.
As the Hermes Columbus, the suicidal guy.
Yeah, I like how he has clearly played Oblivion and has like memories of the game.
The suicidal guy is begging you to kill him, and at the end he's like, "What are you doing?" But
similar to games
all
he
the
played,
voices
Monster
are
Hunter.
the same, so we get to hear
Okay, now
this
I'm
fellow
curious.
here,
Hang on.
Yep.
Craig Seckler is the adoring fan.
Hang on.
And seeing him
I
wearing
didn't
one of
murder
those.
him, I swear.
Yeah, Oblivion Remastered, $50.
Look at that.
Then it's literally 10 extra dollars
Craig.
for the deluxe edition. You also have an optional upgrade.
Lovely. It's
Looks like a
lovely.
Pope hat.
Like a rock star.
Should I just keep this on the whole time?
By the way, rest in peace to a
Yeah, you
real
got
one.
that lock
That's where we are right
I
now.
remember we did an Oblivion stream.
I am being told that my 82 hours in Fallout 4 and my 210 on New Vegas
Friend tried to do the lock pick.
On this account, anyways.
But yeah, it's the same one.
Watching someone play a game is fun, like this, when you're battling skeletons. When it takes them an hour to pick a lock, and they're saving and going back again and again and again, it's like, call me.
It's funny at first, and that was a live stream too, so it was funny at first.
Yeah, I was gonna say
then
the
it's just
katana
okay,
is extremely
all right,
shiny.
All right, and then stream's over, rage quit.
Like, I saw it on his back when he was in third person.
Can you tell us anything about your
and it
first
was
interaction with Bethesda
fascinating
Studios,
just to
like how you
see
started
the
with the
sun glint off of the
My
polished
first game
steel.
was Morrowind,
Or iron.
And I went.
Katana would be
we were
iron.
Recording at a place called Absolute Pitch in D.C. A fellow by the name of
Probably.
Chip House was recording us, but my director was Todd Howard. Yeah,
Huh.
and we sat
The
down
voice
and went
acting
through
god
all the different
himself.
characters, the Bretons
Can't wait for
and
the Dark Seducer
different,
insulting me in Shivering
big
Isles again.
gods
Oh,
and,
fuck,
some
you're right.
orcs and all sorts of things. We were having a good time. I do remember going down to Au Bon Pain and getting taking a break and getting a chocolate croissant and just chatting, walking. And the thing is, Todd's always been very passionate about these games,
That is something with Todd. Like, I can
I
tell
don't think people realize just how
that he's the one keeping Bethesda interesting.
into the game world he is.
Because,
I mean,
like,
the old
Pete's
top-down
kind of a
turn-based
corpo
type
through and through.
games, the board games, things of that
The worst
sort.
thing I can say about
And
Todd,
the
he's kind of
spirit
like
those
a jock
into
bro
these
personality,
worlds.
but like that's not the worst thing I can say about someone.
Morrowind was kind of a real
I bet
departure
Todd's probably chill to hang. I know people that have worked with him. By all accounts, abso-fucking-lutely.
less graphically robust.
Everything I have heard about him
and-
from my friends in the games industry were like, Todd is
And
lovely
the
to
voice
work
was-
with.
Voice acting was very sparse then. It wasn't even that much more in Morrowind, but what was there was really fun and really good to do.
It's like a jock bro, but for chess and D&D, and that combo is so funny. Yeah.
That game.
Yeah,
was
yeah.
700 hours in. You know how it goes. You think I'm going to play for half an hour before bed, and the next
Without
thing you know,
question.
birds are chirping.
That was me
outside,
with
and you're doing
Yakuza
stuff.
7 most recently of like, oh, I'll play like a little bit of Yakuza 7. I could do a little bit of gambling and like a little bit of street fighting. I won't even do the plot. Fucking 3 hours later, I'm fighting one of the final bosses and having a hype moment at like 5 in the morning.
In 500 different ways. I was basically the equivalent of a Wilhelm scream. And this one I really wanted to play, and I got into
You can still ask about
and I started
rumors.
dreaming in that world. And when I started voicing Oblivion,
We should all just start asking people if they know any rumors in real life. Genuinely.
Now, maybe in Oblivion I didn't see any silt striders, and there were no boots of that would help me fly from one end to the other. Thank God there were no cliff racers.
You mean you don't want to hear the screaming sounds of the cliff racer as you close your eyes and try to sleep?
I got some real Samuel L. Jackson choice quotes in on those cliff racers along the way. Yeah,
Heard any rumors?
But I
Yeah,
saw
exactly.
that world, and I lived in that world because
Everyone
I lived
think
in the world when I was playing the game, and I discovered
the
something.
tube for saving
The
us
more
from
you play the
the cliff racers. My fucking pilgrim character I was playing in Morrowind last, like my hand-to-hand and throwable character, had no problem with cliff racers. I forgot why I've ever had a problem with them.
The games become
Just keep throwing darts at them.
like
They'll fall
almost
over.
virtual reality. You're sucked into them. These worlds.
I also had 100 hand-to-hand within the first 10 hours of gameplay because I kept beating the fuck out of one Nord and leaving the room, resting, kept punching him, left the room. Like, I would always put him on 1 pip of health and then wait multiple days.
With the Bretons, I want you just to give me,
They were just annoying, like, sound and number-wise. That's fair.
And we found the voice that we wanted for that. And so the Imperial Guards are the first ones.
Oh, the
that-
Gatekeeper looks great.
But then I started doing some of the other characters around it. I'm really proud.
I actually like that they've got some proper definition on, like, the sewing.
Broke through the voice class system in Elder Scrolls. And by the
Big
time
fleshy
Shivering
boy,
Isles came
yeah.
around,
But yeah, no,
a bunch
like,
of different voices.
that Nord's name was Sor. If anyone knows, I think it's the plantation outside of Vivek,
So
the city.
watching it grow.
it has a little like bandit camp near the plantation, and I'm like, I'ma just clear these guys because they look like they're slave traders because I saw some cages and shit. And Soar was like the last guy that I didn't take out with my hands, and I'm like, I wonder how long I can grind off of this one guy. And then when I finally killed him, I put his soul into a soul gem.
Where they had dinner, and we're all out there and hanging
because he was a wonderful sparring partner.
Dinner, going up top, recreating Titanic scenes on the edge of the boat.
As you do.
As one does.
If y'all ever see Soar, take him with you.
It was so fun, and getting a chance
S-O-R.
to see, and talk with Linda Carter, who it turns out is also a huge Washington Capitals fan.
Also a win.
Yeah, and that the Capitals stuff came into play. Because when I started doing the arena announcer, I'd been doing the Capitals for about, I guess we started recording this, what, in 2003? So I'd been...
God, it didn't even occur to me how long they'd been recording shit for Oblivion.
And doing things and...
forgot that. Wait, forgot what?
Mark, how do you want to do the arena announcer? He's like, you know, kind of what you're doing with the Caps, only on steroids, because these are gladiators. Okay, so I brought that oomph. I unleashed
the
the
diaphragm.
fury. Yeah, you know, good people of the city of Cyrodiil, welcome to the arena. And I started taking.
He's the announcer for the Washington Capitals.
That
Yeah, that I didn't know.
Oblivion,
but it makes sense.
Bringing it to the Capitals, and the two of them began to merge together until I became sort of over the top with people going, "You're not old school. You're not classic. You're just a rebel punk is what you are."
Damn right,
like,
baby.
Okay, well, that's fine. So I'm a rebel punk, but I'm out
Ooh,
there
I saw that
unleashing
you
fury on a fan
can...
with a microphone, and I'm going
I
nuts.
see that
And
you can
a
scale
lot of the
something.
development into that
At least
started
you can
with
scale
Oblivion.
the text size. So that gives me
What's
hope
really
for more
weird is that I've been
modular
doing this
HUD.
for 25 years.
I don't know, I just want a smaller compass.
And in that time, as
I'd actually prefer it in the
other
corner
people
for a game like
retired and
this.
left the job, all the
Back in the
people
day,
out
early
there
YouTube,
saying
someone
they're
recorded
not
him and went,
old school,
Oblivion
they're not
IRL?
traditional, started
Oh, I didn't
replacing
see
the
that.
old school and traditional guys with people who sounded like me.
Oh, hell yeah.
So 25 years later, guess what?
Who's laughing now?
I'm old school. Doing what I did when I was a young punk. So, you know, thank you, Oblivion. Thank you, Mark, for helping change.
Gotta go eat now, but have a good stream. Excited to play this? I am too, legitimately.
Over this period of time that we've done these games, over this period of time that we've worked
I'm
with
into
all
it.
these different characters, I'm constantly learning, and I'm constantly growing, and constantly grateful for the opportunity to bring new characters to life, like Johannes Verlaine in The Gold Road, where it was very emotional. It was a very emotional piece, and I was able to, as a parent, everybody has regrets, you know, no matter how good a job you've done.
Fuck it, you pulled the trigger. Let me know what the actual final install size is, because, like, I'm betting that it just needs 120 to move around, and it'll be somewhere closer to 100 even.
And is given the chance through, you know, the magic of this world, and Hermaeus, and all sorts of things.
You know what I like about this
To be able to come
game?
back and
Steam
talk
saying
about it,
115, so slightly less than 120.
It's hugely emotional for me.
We'll see.
Especially because
And-
you say you put so much of yourself into the characters you're doing.
Yeah. And
But the wonderful thing about this remaster, coming with literally everything
that one was
that the base game had, and like the DLCs and whatnot.
I love working with it.
This is a remaster of the Game of the Year edition. Let's be real. But
I see something after the
that
game.
means we won't have to make room when they release Shivering Isles because it's already right there.
Sad in the back seat, going, "Who is the actor for Johannes Verlaine? They just killed me," and I'm like, "Yes,
Nailed it."
Because if you don't feel it, they don't feel it, and
I like that second swing on the katana too, like the proper
I'm a
like.
fan of the worlds. I'm a fan
I don't
of
know how
every
to
one of my characters,
describe
even
the
bad
sword
ones
hold.
Have their reasons, and if you can get into that, and if you can feel that, and I can make it real for me, then maybe I'm making it real for somebody else, and
Absolutely.
it becomes immersive for them. So,
I'd say without question.
yeah.
Well, speaking to that point, what do you hope that players experience or feel from the characters that you portrayed in Oblivion? Who may be experiencing it for the first time,
Yeah.
or maybe they're returning to it, having played the previous version of Oblivion.
I think that it makes me very happy that these characters are going to get a second chance. The Imperial Guard.
Like, it is so, it is still very weird to see Oblivion be the one, like, I know why. But it does feel very weird
even with that
to see it being
out,
Oblivion
people still
specifically, because,
remember the
like,
Imperial Guards of
as much as I love Oblivion,
you know,
it is the game that needs it the
I would
least.
say I see them probably second or third most from
Yeah.
all
But,
Elder
like,
Scrolls titles.
now that I
I'm
see
looking
it, it's like, yeah, but look at it, though. But also 20 years? Yeah, but Morrowind is much older. Or not much older. And then, like, they're not going to remake Daggerfall. They're not.
One of the Oblivion gates, and I
They won't.
The
Not brave
Dremora,
enough.
The Daedric warriors that suddenly pop up and fight in battle in the middle of Oblivion, and it's the middle of the night. I'm walking up a winding staircase.
Look at his
and
tongue.
Suddenly I come out. Sorry, Finn. Sorry, Finn. And
Like, I
Oh.
didn't sign up for this.
I jumped, and I'm like, holy hell, I just scared myself.
Well, I was going to ask, do you find that you can disconnect from the characters that you've done and your voice
Yeah.
in the game when you're playing as a player?
Yeah, you know, the thing is, when I'm
I do
playing
wonder
the
how
games,
immersive that can be.
I am the character
Like,
that I'm, you know, I'm with the controller,
like,
that's me.
how is
right?
that separation?
And then I'll listen.
It's
to hear
interesting.
if the voice is immersive, or if it stands out, if it didn't work. If it worked and it's fine, I'll let it go and I'll just enjoy the environment. That being said, there's something about people who are like, well, what do you play as? I'm like, I play as an Imperial. And they're like, every time? I said, yes.
Huh.
Yes.
That was going to be a question.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I'm going to be out
I like
there and I've got a big
Argonians.
broadsword
I
and I'm
love
battling, I'm like,
Argonians. I love orcs. Love dark elves.
it's my voice. I'm the one who's actually doing the battle.
Okay, that makes
As the,
sense.
Imperial, there's
Oh,
something
totally.
kind of meta about that.
Yeah, totally. Don't look at the screen, Finn.
Oh man, no,
Feeling a
don't.
skinned hound.
Yeah, you're not a skin hound. You're a furry
Aww.
hound.
Sorry, Finn.
Yes, you are.
He loves his
if
dog
you,
so
as
much.
yourself, as Wes Johnson,
Yeah.
were to be in Cyrodiil, who do you think you would be? Would you be like an adventurer or an alchemist or a sneaky archer?
Probably an adventurer. I was always the big sword guy. You know, I mean, going out and doing.
I wish we
stealth
had the
and
original
finding
HUD a
ways
little
to
bit.
people with a bow and
I feel
arrow
like
in the
that's going to be
distance.
one of the first
It's kinda
and
fun
easiest
occasionally.
mods.
But let's be honest, we play this game because we have had a bad day and we want to take a broadsword and chop somebody else.
I hope they fix
You know?
leveling of all the things.
And not go to jail for it.
God, he looks
Oh,
great.
look at that,
Which
yeah.
is terrifying, by the way.
Yeah, big flame.
Ricardo, you're a
Those are
I don't know, I think they
scary.
look a little goofy, but like, I love them.
I was gonna say that while I'm very excited to play this myself, I'm so glad that I have to do it on here because I would be really sucking trying to multitask.
I do love the
Wait,
running around, getting involved in
what
things.
quiver
Now,
is that?
I know I'm not the only one that. at the
That
end
looks
of
sick
a
as hell.
playing Session, I save and decide to.
The initial
murder
direct
entire
showed it,
town.
but it was
Gotta
it was still
every-
sleeping the level.
everybody
No,
in
I
town.
mean like the way the difficulty works. With like how enemies level with
then you
you,
come
they
back
do it
After you
poorly.
murdered pretty much everybody.
If you build
and
weird.
you go back to that
I
original
don't know.
save,
I
don't
want
they
more
suddenly be
builds
like,
to be more useful. Does that make sense?
I'm feeling a little uneasy
in your head
suddenly.
what your character was doing, and then it
Yeah.
goes back and snaps back into reality.
Yeah, it's the
I
scaling
think all
that
the
tends to bother me.
Are so cool.
Mm-hmm.
The party is a very good one.
Like
We have to go
the
around
fact that
party and
challenge
knock
runners
people
have to
off
like
and they don't know
avoid
shit.
leveling up
I mean,
is like
who's
that
not had
feels
that
like something you
The
shouldn't
amount
need to
of,
do.
Of diversity and range in the types of quests that are in Oblivion and stories that you hear are
That
definitely.
actually takes me back to Fallout 3, that when you finally got to the Gek Vault, it was full of Super Mutant Masters, and it took an hour. Damn.
So when you played,
I don't know, there's something about Fallout where, like, Fallout's always felt easier as far as the Bethesda
vastness
entries.
of the world, like how expansive it was and how beautiful it was.
Because, of course, 1
I'm
and
one of
2 are
those people
kind of
that
brutal
plays
all around.
where There's a quest marker. I'm just gonna go another direction. I like, ooh, what's over here? Ooh, what's over here? And just the amount of surprise and gifts that keep on giving in terms of the world building of Oblivion just was like, it blew my mind. I started with Fallout 3 for Bethesda Game Studios titles.
Yeah.
So I was like not expecting to, I mean, I knew it wasn't Fallout, but I was not expecting to
Forgot that that was a wig for a second, and I'm...
completely vibrant and different.
Forgot it was a wig, thought it was still a weird hat.
I just loved that. And
From the very beginning, you feel.
I love the Adoring Fan wig, that's great.
I personally feel I owe an apology to Patrick Stewart.
How could we?
I've been in a couple of games with Patrick Stewart and haven't.
God, that skyline looks
got
great.
this close at Sutton Place Gourmet in DC. Someone's like, Patrick Stewart's downstairs ordering a sandwich. I'm like, Patrick Stewart eats sandwiches. We have that in common. I eat sandwiches. And by the time I got down there,
like, it's kind of interesting to see, like, actors I really respect.
Sandwiches, got his
like,
split and he was gone.
Oh man, I can imagine.
Yeah.
The fact that I'm seeing a voice actor I respect so much, like, geek out over Patrick Stewart is so cool.
Look at the hair.
Oh, his eyes look great!
So what do you think now, almost 20 years later, seeing this take on Sheo?
I've always loved this Sheo. I've loved this outfit.
Yeah, I was right about to comment on the outfit. It's so good.
I think he's just not mad enough yet.
He'll get there. Oh, let's see the expression changing slightly.
Yeah, I like that the expressions are subtle, but you can see when they're tense. Ooh, I didn't notice he's like tapping his fingers on his cane. That's sick.
All along, and now he's mantling the old me.
Definitely the facial hair. You need to get in on like the.
Does the beard still get crunchy? I hope.
Yeah, I have those contacts.
I hope.
I go out to cons and things of that sort. After about an hour, they feel like little clay pigeons on my eyeballs.
I can imagine it's probably not very comfortable.
But they're great for staring contests. People don't want to continue to look you in the eye.
Oh.
Yeah, I can imagine it's just like darting away, and it's like I can see you not looking at me right in the eye.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for anybody that would potentially want to get into voice acting or pursue a career in voice acting?
Shit's hard, just do it.
Get yourself a recorder, whether it's a handheld recorder, something, we have them all on our phones now. You can build yourself a studio.
And a lot of phone mics are pretty alright now. Not over the phone, but like...
But just the handheld recorder.
When you're recording something, like as a voice memo.
And start reading this dialogue.
Like,
say read.
Absolutely.
Because it sounds like you're reading, you've taken somebody out of it.
Right.
If it sounds like you're acting, you take somebody out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You can just become. Look at those lines and remember that your job is not just to read what's on the paper. It's to bring it to life. And voice acting also includes breathing, sighing, laughing. Make it natural. Bring emotion to it. Try different things. I do a class through a theater lab of teaching voice acting.
Deadass.
And that's one of the things I talk to, work with people.
Oh God, I would love to see him like record a class.
For 2 days. Because when you're recording or you're in the moment, ideally, you're 100% in character and you're not thinking about all these things. If you give yourself 2 days distance, you can listen to it a little more objectively. And then you say to yourself, that's when your director comes in, or your technical director. Never while you're performing.
Yep.
But when you're listening back to it 2 days later and you go, okay, I could have done this, could have done that. Because you're not just training your voice. You're training your ear.
Your ear, your mindset is a big one.
That's hugely important. In anything.
That's why if you get a brief on a project, read the brief.
You got to do it.
For the love of God, read the brief.
I tell people in my class, this is their homework assignment every week, and they get something or They get little lines and things of that sort to work on, and we discuss it. And what did they hear? What are they doing? And I don't ever listen to it. I want them to listen to it, and then we discuss what they've done. Because when that 6-week course is over, whose counselor are they going to be leaning on? Their own.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to.
God, I'd love to go to one of his classes.
Not really serious about it. Stop.
Yeah.
Because
People
like,
who were serious about it, continue to do those recordings. Continue
I want to
to
get
do
back into
something,
voice work.
knowing that every time you go out for an audition, you look at.
But like, I'm
spaces
kind of
like
sick of
on
being the
Reddit, they have
only
casting
person.
call club, where you can go
Casting
in
call club's
and maybe
fantastic
get
if you
yourself
want
a
to get
job
in.
doing mods. And,
Even if it's
you know,
not paid, it's still
important.
work. It's still a resume.
First of all, if you do a mod and you do it well, you're going to have stuff that you can use
Yeah.
in your demo.
Also, yeah, if you have
Also,
if you
these
work on a
people
mod,
are
you have
up-and-comers
specifically
in the
video game acting
And
experience.
word of mouth is very
Want to do some serious voice work as well?
So
You're
if
good
you
at
can
it.
start on a ground level with
Genuinely,
somebody who's
like voice
starting
actor to
out
voice
from the
actor here,
beginning
even if I haven't done a lot recently, like as far as professional stuff goes, like you have the
That's
chops
the best.
to do it
So I
really,
would say,
really
if
well.
you want to do it, and make that part of your
If
job.
that is something you want to get
going out
into,
there and looking for auditions, you can look on Backstage.
Go for it.
You can look at Actors Access. If you're in the DC area,
Didn't
there's
know
something
about
called
Actors
Dragon
Access.
Connects.com that shows free auditions.
Hmm.
And then you go to Casting Call Club online. If you do take my course, we have a Discord group.
Oh hell yeah!
And it's just full
Uh,
of my alumni.
Another
They all
thing
share.
from Casting Call Club
They help
that's
each
very
other.
important
And
is
that's
you
the thing.
don't
Work
need
with
a
people
demo
who-
reel.
Not with people who are like, oh, I could do it if I wanted to.
Everybody thinks
If
they
I
can do
really
that.
wanted to, I'd be better than anybody else. Have you been doing
Yeah,
anything
no.
about it? No, but someone will offer me a job eventually. Now you got to chase everything down.
Chase your
You gotta
leads.
do it
But yeah,
because you love
they
it.
usually ask you to record
Nobody's
3
getting
lines,
rich
usually
doing
from the thing itself.
But you have to love it.
The only thing is on Casting Call Club, there are still people that are trying to get AI generated stuff through. To my knowledge, the current standard operating practices is to just avoid those in the meantime,
And then you can immortalize yourself.
while they figure out what the fuck to do about it. But like, I also heard this a year or two ago.
See this come back
Just
all
be
these
aware
years
of what
later,
you're
and it's going to
potentially
be-
auditioning for.
I think this is going to be huge. I think people are just going to love it all over again.
Well, they don't have to wait much longer because it is available today.
Go get it.
Go get it. Go download
I would like
it.
to.
It's on Xbox Series X, NES, and day one on Game Pass. It is also on PC and PlayStation 5. So.
And I don't know what you're waiting for. You're sitting around. It's not going to just drop into your lap. Go find it. Go get it.
Sir, I'm at work. That's a good point.
Thank you so much, Wes. And Finn.
Finn?
You're an excellent co-host, Finn.
I'm surprised he didn't even bork a little bit. I love his little harness. That was good. That was good. I tabbed to someone streaming the remake right now. How was the performance?
But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my
Ooh, that's a good deer. I'm gonna fawn over that.
This is the 27th.
Holy shit, look at the wall on the sheet.
The year of Akatosh.
Look at those mud crabs! I thought he was gonna do the crab dance for a second.
These are the closing days of the Third Era. And the
Comment on the fact that you can still absolutely make fucking monsters. Oh, hell yeah. That's important.
I have seen the gates of Oblivion.
I love the Oblivion siege engine. Like, look at that thing.
This is only the beginning.
That's a good transition. That's a great cutaway. I wonder if they'll flesh out Kvatch a little more.
The time of cleansing draws nigh.
Who now will save us from the coming darkness?
God, I miss Oblivion. God, I miss Oblivion.
Here you must find your own path.
Ooh. Like, everything kind of looks like I thought it would. I actually like that the Spriggans are somewhere between their Fallout 4, or not Fallout 4, Elder Scrolls 4 and 5 look. Like a genuine in-between state. That is solid. That is solid. I cannot believe they dropped what I would consider semi-full price game. I cannot believe they are like, we're not even going to do marketing for it outside of this. It launches today. So I guess, this is where I actually do the outro for the VOD. If you stuck around for all that and enjoyed, thanks a lot. Genuinely, I appreciate it. If you'd like to support the channel more directly, there are links below wherever you're watching to things like the stream elements, tip link, community Discord server, and throne wish list, all right here, as well as the merch store. Again, we have the new Bed Tarn camo, which is a camo pattern using my model silhouettes of poses I've used for various thumbnails. Ooh. Fallout 76 update today as well. It is how big? 3.3. I actually haven't played it since last year. I might have to hop back in sometime. But yeah, it is based on Flecktarn camo, using silhouettes of my model. It is on specific t-shirts. Granted, they are more expensive, but that is because I had to go for a different t-shirt cut for it to have a full camo t-shirt look. I saved shit for you in 76. Did you? Hell yeah. I will have to... I still have it installed. I just have to update. Let me know if you ever want to prance around Appalachia. But either way, it is on specific t-shirts. It is on stickers. It is on shoes and socks. It is desk mats. It is a rug. It's a skateboard deck. Like, I went hard on that camo pattern. I'm really happy with it. If y'all want to check it out, at least. Like, I'm really excited about it. It was also a reason to be like, oh, that's a thing I can talk about on stream. Either way, next we are going to be playing Black 1 Blood Brothers, which is a single-player military tac shooter with a really, really cool... I don't know what I'd call it. Let's see if the trailer has something they would call... Like, it's a tac map that you can use to, like, make plays like it's a football game. It came out in 2022. Had a big update recently, and I want to check it out. So we're gonna go on BRB for a couple minutes. I'll probably run an ad just so that everyone knows, yeah, get up, do something. And we will be back soon with Black 1 Blood Brothers. Bloodblooders. No. Either way, have a good rest of your night, to the VOD audience and to the people on stream. Hope I see you there.